love DW's library card. This is such a heartfelt episode. This is the first segment in the first episode of the 4th season of Arthur, and it really kicks off this 4th season wonderfully. It starts off with Arthur and DW in the library, and Arthur's talking about all of the great things about the library, which is something that I obviously love. And being a writer, having grown up in libraries, really thoroughly enjoy that kind of enthusiasm he has. But DW is a little bit jealous because she doesn't have a library card yet. And she wants one, and she asks her teacher, because the class are there on a class trip to the library, and she asks her teacher when she will be old enough to get a library card. And her teacher says, you are old enough. All you need to be able to do is write your own name. Now, I will say I don't think that's true. Certainly in the UK, that's not the case. Your parent, you can have a child's library card from the age of birth. Your parent just writes your name on it, or your carer or whatever. So that's not true in the UK. I would like to know if that is the case in America, or if that's just something they did for this episode, because what followed is DW trying really hard to learn to write her name in order to get this library card, which I thought was beautiful, because obviously most children want to be able to learn to write their own name, but she finally had a motivation. And we get to see her practicing, and her family are encouraging her, and when she thinks she can't do it, her family say, yes you can, you're almost there. And ultimately she gets her library card, and what follows is something that I think most avid library goers have experienced. The Tibble twins tell DW that if she damages a library book, she will have her card taken away for life. Which is not true, of course, but she takes out this library book, and she's so terrified that she's going to damage this book that she ends up wrapping it in cloth and hiding it away so it cannot be touched. And I just think I think I've mentioned this before, but I frequently have anxiety dreams about not returning library books on time. And occasionally it will come into damaged library books as well. And I think it's definitely something that a lot of us have feared, particularly when we were younger. And DW has to learn that that's not necessarily what will happen. It's obviously not great to damage the book, but you're not going to be banned from the library. And it's a great episode to introduce younger children who have never been to the library, or maybe even older children, about what to expect, what it's like at the library, and what it means to check out a book and renew a book, and what kind of the expectations are for you taking out the book. And if you're a fan of the library, it's just utterly delightful. Really thoroughly enjoyed DW's library card. It's not one I remembered from my childhood, but watching it now as an adult for the first time, I absolutely loved it.